Absorb What is Useful, and the Sales Bible. A couple of classic books that we're going to talk about today on Coffee with Alain. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate everybody that shows up, listens on replays and at the podcast. Got a cup of my daughter's. It's a Harry Potter cup because those are her favorite book series. She read them all when she was young and watched the movies and read them again. I'm glad that she sort of took after me and loves to read. But today we're going to talk about a couple books. Before we do that, remind you to sign up for the newsletter. That's something you should be reading each week. Tips on staying safe, enjoying life, being exceptional. That's what we're all about. It enjoy life safely. Don't want paranoid people. We want prepared people so they can enjoy all the things that life has to offer and be safe doing it. Now with the books. This is a classic by one of Bruce Lee's top students way back when in the 70s, Dan Inosanto, an instructor himself of, legendary status. He's trained more people throughout the years than you can probably count. And Absorb What is Useful is probably the best book title ever. I mean, this applies to martial arts, obviously, but it applies to just about everything in life. Absorb what is useful, discard the rest. With my teachings, I tell people, take what's going to work for you, modify it to make it work for you, absorb what is useful, and then discard the rest and absorb some from other sources. So I just love the title of this book. Now, the actual book, there's some good martial art advice and lessons in it. There's some stuff about Bruce Lee here because he was a good friend of Bruce Lee's. And then it gets into, some instructional stuff, just like some of the older books, a lot of photographs, step by step for techniques. So there's some of that in there, as well as some good philosophy on training and fighting. And so there's good lessons. If you study Jeet Kune Do, then, some of these techniques are going to be familiar. If you don't, there's something you might want to learn a little bit and add into your style. Okay. But just a great title, a good classic to have in your martial art library just because of who Dan is and the status he holds in the martial art community. And so just wanted to bring out that old classic and show that and talk about it a little bit. If you're a martial artist, it's a good book to have on your shelf. You'll pick up a tip or two, some good advice. The title is some of the best advice ever, right? So that's the first book today. And the second book is another classic. Pulled this one off. It's one of Jeffrey Gitomer's books, The Sales Bible. Jeffrey Gitomer has some of the best sales training books and programs out there. The man's a genius when it comes to sales and helping others sell things. And this is one of his older books. I actually have a newer version of this, but I wanted to show the old one today because we're looking at a couple classics. And it is just full of great advice if you are into sales. And aren't we all into sales? I mean, we're all selling something at some point. Now, if you don't want his big giant sales Bible, I'll look at his little red book, which I believe is the best selling sales book ever. His little red book. And I'll look at that on a different week when I look at some of his little books, which I really enjoy. I like the formatting of those and everything he did. And I'll show that whole collection one of these weeks coming. But today I wanted to talk about this classic sales Bible. And it's easy to read. It's digestible chapters on just about anything you can think about that you really need to know about being a better salesperson. And if you look here at the beginning, my gosh, it's endorsed by just about everybody who's who on selling. And just because he is recognized as one of the best sales trainers out there. And so if you're into sales, great book to have on the shelf, great book to use and learn from. If you're a martial artist, Great book to have on the shelf, just, as a classic historical type of text, but also there's good lessons in it and some good things to learn. If you're not into martial arts, just take that title, absorb what is useful, and apply it to everything else you do in life. It's not only applicable to martial arts, it's applicable to everything. So, those are the books I wanted to talk about this morning. Short little program because I got a busy day. As you know, I spent most of the week on the film set, so I'm going to be playing catch up today with some things. Yesterday, we got home late because we did the big gunfight at the end of the day. And I'm a little bit sore because I was hitting the floor repetitively as we filmed from all these different angles and I was getting shot and killed. So, yes, I just gave it away. I die in that movie, but it was really fun. Okay. I enjoyed being on the set all week, doing the filming, getting to do the little parts that I got to do, getting to meet Eric Roberts when he was there doing his scene. Enjoyable experience. When the movie is on Prime and available, I will be sure to let everybody know about it. I can't wait to see the final film. You never really know. You see everything that's being filmed and how they're doing things, but when it's all edited and all of the post-production stuff goes into it, it's different. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'll share that when it's out. Probably be 8 or 9 months or more. Sometime in 2024, it'll be available on Prime. But that's what I wanted to share this morning. I hope everybody has a stupendous, spectacular, super Saturday, and we will see you tomorrow.